Bluwan is a provider of multi-gigabit wireless solutions focused on providing viable small cell backhaul infrastructure as well as high bandwidth access applications, primarily aiding operators worldwide in maximizing the value of their networks and services. Well, if you look at the Mobile World Congress agenda this year, I think a lot of the focus has been on the actual practical deployments of long-term evolution networks worldwide, and I think that one of the things that we were discussing in a panel on small cell economics yesterday afternoon at the GSMA MWC was around the unpredictability of the future. I mean, everyone talks about the future broadband growth and the hockey stick curve around mobile broadband data demand. But I think what hasn't been spoken about is the unpredictable nature of that growth. Where is it going to happen? Where are the next hotspots going to come from what applications? Mobile cloud computing, video on demand. What is the impact of voice over LTE going to have on data networks? So what we were discussing in the panel yesterday was primarily around how do you create a system that can provide bandwidth elasticity and enough stretch to cater for the unpredictable. And I think this has been the real focus for us at Congress because Bluwan has developed such a system. I think the biggest opportunities right now are about maximizing the value of operator networks. There's a massive amount of investment that's about to happen in the next 18 to 24 months around heterogeneous networks. We see trends that are becoming reality like carrier Wi-Fi, small cell networks, both in the 3G and 4G flavors. I think operators by 2013 are going to be rolling 5 million small cells worldwide. I think that's the number that we heard this week at Congress. So the biggest challenge is going to be about the effective and the cost-effective deployment of these cells worldwide. And I think that the biggest challenge in the next sort of 12 to 18 months is how do we look at this and make this viable from not just a technical perspective, but from a spectrum perspective, from an operational perspective. When you've got the multiplication of networks by a factor of 10 times, that has a huge impact on people, processes, and technology. And so whatever solution a provider brings to the market needs to cater for that kind of situation. So at Bluwan, what we've done is created a very efficient point-to-multipoint millimeter wave system. We actually launched this system on Monday. It's called Link Fusion. And Link Fusion actually provides gigabits per square kilometer. It moves away from the traditional thinking of transmission links to a base station and starts looking at bandwidth in terms of a density requirement. Because very clearly what's going to happen is operators are going to start looking at how much coverage and how much capacity can I provide in a given wider area, regardless of the transmission link. And so what we've done is created a point-to-multipoint system that covers an entire 360-degree radius with 10 gigabits of capacity, and that allows operators, mobile network operators, to then determine how much bandwidth needs to be going where. So essentially, drive your capacity where and when you need it based on customer demand. And because of that unpredictable nature of that demand, not have to worry about having to deal with the chaos of planning and replanning their networks moving forward. I think that in terms of the industry trends, at Mobile World Congress and every year at this event, we keep hearing about how hypotheses turn into reality. I think that the industry's been talking about 4G LTE for about 8 years now, and if you look at small cells, they've been under discussion for about 3-4 years. I think that we finally hit an inflection point this year where a hypothesis has now turned into a real urgent problem. The reality is that there is no way operators are going to meet current mobile broadband demands without rolling out heterogeneous networks. That is why Wi-Fi, small cells are such a hot topic this year at the event. Now, I think that the real challenge in 2013 is going to be about deploying the infrastructure in a way where operators can manage their capital expenditure and operational expenditure moving forward. If we can't solve those two problems in the next 12 months, this may mean a collapse of the deployment of further 4G technology, because there's not going to be enough adoption, because not enough bandwidth in your network and not enough capacity means that the user experience is going to suffer, and if the user experience suffers, adoption suffers. And if adoption suffers, everyone in the industry suffers. So what we're really focused on right now is enabling mobile network operators to accelerate their mobile broadband 4G small cell rollouts and do it in a way that maximizes network value so that they don't have to worry about the operational expenses. That is a problem that we solve by minimizing the amount of equipment by 50% required to provide capacity to cells, but also manage the quality of experience for the end customer by effectively tailoring the bandwidth in real time to where the users need it the most. And I think that's one of the features in our system, in the Link Fusion system, that is paramount to the success of this year. So the Bluwan Link Fusion solution is currently being trialed worldwide. We have operator trials going on from the UK to the United Arab Emirates, with trials beginning in Egypt and Turkey and South Africa. So we are really operating on a global scale. In order to do that, we've actually signed a number of partnerships over the last 12 months, including one that was announced yesterday at MWC on Tuesday, announcing a very strategic partnership with a company called Giza Systems. Giza is a premier systems integrator based out of Egypt, and our partnership covers the entire GCC countries, 20 countries. And Giza Systems is building a center of excellence for Bluwan Link Fusion technology in order to service its customers in the Middle East. We're taking the very same approach in South Africa with the partnership that we announced with GDS Technologies back in November last year at AfricaCom, and capitalizing on our current partnership with Globecom Systems based out of New York, who are helping us on a global scale to deliver our solutions worldwide. So that's how we intend to bring scalability to Bluwan's business, and capitalizing from all of the trials that we've been doing and moving them into deployment in 2013.